this is going to be a midterm review of the 20 volt Dewalt 16 gauge angled finish nailer. I've had this for about 100 days. I've shot over 2,000 nails through it. Let me just start out by saying this is a great nailer. I went back and forth between the 16 gauge and the 18 gauge, and I just chose the 16 gauge because I've got some doors to hang, and it just seemed a little bit more versatile tool to me. It does leave a little bit bigger of a hole, but again, it is a great nailer. If you're thinking about buying it, buy it. There are only two negatives that we'll get into in the video. Alright, so I bought this back in November 2018. One of the negatives, I should say there's three negatives, is since this is a newer version, I guess, of the nailer, it doesn't come with the hard plastic case. You get a bag, which the bag, I'm not a huge fan of, tools that come in a bag. So let me get everything out the bag. You get the nailer, battery charger, and for demonstration purposes, I'm going to have the nails that I use and the gun also in the video. Alright, so what you see is what you get. And I bought the kit, of course. Battery, charger, nailer. Comes with a 2 amp hour battery. 2 amp hour batteries have the gauge on it. That's another thing with this nailer. I mean, you can nail all day long with this nailer with this 2 amp hour battery, and you may run it down 2/3 of the way, but you can use this gun all day long, hang and trim. And that's predominantly what I do with this tool, is just hang trim. You do get the slow charger, but for the 2 amp hour battery, it takes about 30 minutes to charge it up. So again, it works. And I'll be using this charger with the inflator that I did the initial impressions on. It takes about 20 minutes to charge that 1.5 amp hour battery up. But those are the only two Dewalt tools I own. This is a nailer. This is what it looks like after 2,000 hours of use. And it's a very expensive tool, so I've been careful with it. First major negative, of course, of this tool is the batteries out. Is the cost. This tool is $400. There's no way around it. It's $400. A couple of the features I like. There's soft rubber molding all around. You can stand the tool up like that on its head, so it's easy to get it off the ground. You can lay it on the side. There's rubber molding everywhere. On the back, rubber everywhere. So if you got we have laminated floors in my house, so you don't have to worry about scratching up anything. Everything is just over molded. There is no dry fire lockout with this nailer. And what that means is when the nails get up to about right here, you want to stop and add another strip, because you can just keep going and firing blanks. I haven't done it, but I'm aware of people doing it. This is an angled nailer, so it's supposed to help you fit into tighter spaces. And that's the second negative of this tool. The tool profile is pretty large, and if you're trying to get into tight areas, this tip is pretty large. And what I mean by is, if say I was trying to get into, say, this corner here with the nailer, if I don't have that, because the nailer will fire once this is depressed a little bit. It does not have to be all the way depressed for it to fire. So again, that's a negative for me, in that the tool will fire in that position, where in reality this tool should only fire when it's all the way in. So if you're in a tight area and you partially depress it, it will fire, but it won't sink the nail. So you really got to get right up on top and really force that head of the nailer right into the corner if you really want to sink the nail. Again, it's minor. I'm aware of it, but it is annoying at the same time. You know, $400 tool. I wish they had just made the head of the nail a little bit narrower, or maybe it's on me that I should have bought the 18 gauge, because the 18 gauge has a different tip setup. It's jammed twice on me, trying to attach 1-inch oak trim. This here cycles the motor inside, so if you get a jam, you just if you get a jam, clear the jam, the piston or the needle is sticking out, you just recycle it this way. The lights will just start flashing and won't sink the nail. The piston will stay out, or the I'm not really sure what you call the piece that comes out that actually fires the nail. It'll stay sticking out, and then you just have to recycle it. No big deal. 2 nails jammed over 2,500 nails is not bad. It does come with reversible belt hook, which I use. I'm right-handed and I prefer to hang the tool that way off my belt. That way I can just grab it and go. It is a heavy tool with the weight. It's balanced, so the weight of the tool is not bad. This is the first cordless nail gun I've had. Everything else I've had just had air, and I'd rather deal with the weight of this than air hose. You know, again, I really don't know why the dry fire, why they just didn't do a dry fire lockout on this, because it doesn't make sense for $400. But again, as long as you're aware of it, you're fine. Another thing I don't like are these, oh yeah, there's a couple things. When the battery is installed, you can't check how much fuel you have in it. You gotta take the battery off. That's not a big deal. The second thing is, the LED lights, they don't work. The gun blocks the lights. So I don't know if that's coming through on the camera, but if I'm trying to fire a nail on something here, those LED lights are blocked by this cartridge. So the LED lights are useless, but I mean, that's not a real big deal to me. It does have single nail, sequential nail, which is sequential nail I've never used in any gun I've ever had, so I can't really speak on that. Another minor annoyance, I bought this from the orange store, and you see me take out the pass load nails. This is a angled finish nailer that's 20 degrees. The orange store doesn't sell, or the blue store doesn't sell, any 16 gauge 20 degree angled finish nails other than pass loads. So this gun has only ever shot 2-inch, 2.5-inch, 1.25 inch angled finish nails from pass load. So no problems with compatibility. On the pass load, it even says it fits some Dewalt models, let you know that there's cross compatibility there. Hopefully that's coming through on the camera. The model number for this gun isn't listed here, but it does say, hey, it fits pass loads, Dewalts, Senkos, Hitachis, and Bostage. Which, another thing, the blue store sells a Bostage version of this gun, but it's straight. To do it again, I would buy the blue store's version, because like I said, the tip of that gun is finer than this gun. I thought the angled would be more important, but I would do it reverse, where I would have bought the Bostage instead, because this just smaller tip. Again, it's a great gun. I don't want to talk too bad about it. Done a lot of work with it. 2 jams, easy to clear. Sinks. This thing will sink the nail in anything as long as you got the tip all the way depressed. If you depress this tip all the way, the nail's going to get sunk. Even these 2.5-inch angled finish nails, and I don't have any more 2-inch. I use all of them up. If you're on the fence about buying it, don't worry about the cost. Just do it, man. You know, if it'll pay you back. Not having to deal with the cord, and not having to deal with it running through batteries. It's just worth it. So, thumbs up on this. The best nail gun I've ever had. And I've had 4 now. But again, this is the first cordless one I've ever had. Alright, peace.